Do you hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I love? Patreon.com/inkdependence, where patrons get access to a patron-only Discord, ad-free videos, and the joy of knowing they help support this channel. Hello, folks. Welcome to Inkdependence. I'm Mike, and this is a new pen from Diplomat. You know, this is one of my favorite pen companies. I am a big fan of the Diplomat Aero, and this is a version of that. This was sent out for me to show y'all and for review by Yafa, who are the distributors in the US of Diplomat, which is a German / maybe French company these days, but they are making some really cool stuff. So let's get inside this outer box. Throw that over here. And then we have this inner box, which is a nice metal box. Good presentation on this thing. You can see it is just a slip case on here. Take that away. Then you have this piece of paper. And underneath that, you have the actual pen on its pen pillow. And under there, you'll find a couple of cartridges and some Diplomat literature. Let's go ahead and get this pen out of here. This is a version of the Diplomat Elox, which is brand new, and it is just starting to hit the online retailers that I Googled up here earlier. This is a pretty new one, and so it's only at a few retailers at this point, but I believe it is going to be much more widespread in the future. So keep an eye out for these beautiful Diplomat Elox. This is the rings version of the Elox. They also make some with like interconnected hash marks and such, and this one is called the gray and orange for kind of obvious reasons. It is gray and orange. Elox is a shortened form of the German word for anodize, because this is a double anodization process, and it looks really good. I have another of the Elox pens over here. This is the black and orange stripes, and you can see there next to the gray and orange, very good looking pens. This orange they use on the inside here is beautiful. There are some differences between these pens, and we'll take a look at those here in a little bit. But first, I want to take a closer look at this beautiful gray and orange number here. As soon as they told me about this one, I knew it was going to be beautiful, and I was not wrong. So you have the classic Aero shape here, which is very like blimp-like, dirigible-like. Over here, you have the clip down over here, which has a black anodization on there, and it is a matte anodization on this one. Has a good amount of flexibility there, although it is not like articulated or anything. It's a spring clip, very nice clip. Totally useful for putting on a shirt pocket or the placket of a shirt. I use it like that a lot. Up here on the top of the finial, you'll see you have the Diplomat ink flower, and this is actually engraved, I believe, into the metal of the pen. These are aluminum bodied pens, and I think this is engraved in there or lasered or some such thing. It used to be painted, and those would kind of scuff off over time. My very first one has, like, you can see some of the flower petals are scuffed off. That won't happen with these. That's just not going to happen anymore, which is nice. Then we have the Diplomat logo here, or the Diplomat, I guess, name branding there. On the back, made in Germany, just says Germany here. The bottom, nothing on this bottom finial, just a little pointy end there. Then taking the cap off, which is a slip cap, you just kind of pop it like this. These are some of the best slip caps in the business. They keep your nib nice and wet, and they have such a great action to them. I don't know if you can hear that. Let me put this up to the microphone. Yeah, it's a very pleasing sort of sound there. And in fact, a lot of times when people use these, they kind of wonder if maybe there's like a magnet or something engaging, but it's not. It's just some really nice spring action up here around the nib. You can kind of see down in there, we have a lined cap, which is very nice for keeping your nib good and wet. I don't have these dry out. Frankly, they just can keep inking them for a very long time. It's a really good cap system. The section of this one is the anodized black, and sometimes you will get like you can see these little like speckles in there and that sort of thing, and sometimes you will get those from where your fingers touch the pen, just the way your fingers interact, your oils and stuff in your hand interact with the paint there. The finish on these sections will give them, you know, a little bit of character, a little bit of patina over time. I'm not exactly sure why, but I will tell you, these are not just a smooth, slippery metal section. I think the silver ones are actually a little bit on the slippery side, but the gray ones or black here, I just never have that problem with. They always feel very sure in the hand. I like that a lot. You've got here on the nib, the ink flower logo again, and then Diplomat since 1622, is that right? 1822. Yep. 16 is a long time. This one has a medium nib on it, and these are a version of Yovo nibs, but they do use apparently like their own nibs and feeds here. Like this is especially made for them by Yovo. These aren't just stock Yovos. And in fact, Diplomat nibs are just consistently some of the best steel nibs that you'll get from a pen like this that hasn't been specially tuned. Lots of other companies that use Yovo nibs, like smaller makers and that sort of thing, will have somebody who tunes them, like my wife Audrey over at franklin-christoph. But these come out of the box, they always write really well. I'm always impressed by how well these write. So I've only got one gold nib. You can get gold nibs for these pens. It is a fair premium over the regular price, but they're pretty good. I really just go with the steel ones because they're so darn nice. We'll do a little writing sample here with this one in a bit. Unscrewing the section here. Unscrewing the barrel from the section, you see standard international converter. This comes with the pen, and mine came pre-installed. I imagine yours will as well. Then we have here just some threads. There are no O-rings or anything going on in here. It's just very nicely done. Wait, can I actually see the orange? Oh, that's really interesting. I never noticed that before about these. I'm gonna use my flashlight and see what we can see down in here. Are they all? Oh, it looks like the interior of this, if I can get the light to do it, looks like the interior of the barrel here is actually anodized orange all the way down. That's really interesting. I didn't expect that. I guess that's part of the, must be something about how they do the process here. I don't know how they do this, but that's really interesting. I'd never noticed that before. But no O-rings in here, but I haven't had any problems with the section or the barrel unscrewing on these. It's kind of, you can feel that last bit, like where it kind of locks in. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, but it has been a very nice, sure connection. And this is not going to untwist randomly on you, which is good, especially with a slip cap pen. Pop that around there right there. Really great cap on these. I always love those. All right, let's look at it next to some of these other Elox or some of these other Diplomat pens, and then we'll do a little writing sample for you. All right, so here we have 4 versions of the Aero. Essentially, we have here the 2 Elox pens in gray and orange and black and orange. Then we have the standard Aero here in violet, and the much heavier version, the steel fire blued version here, which is beautiful but weighs a lot more. There's some of that patina you can see there on the section. I've had this one for several years, and it just kind of does that. It doesn't seem to be detrimental at all, but if your pen does that, don't be surprised. It's just what the sections do on these. I'm not really sure why, but it doesn't seem harmful, and it seems totally fine. So there you go. But that's the stainless steel version of that one. Now, this one has that silver section that I was saying can be a little bit slipperier. You can see it's like very, very shiny, and it's like can be a little bit slippery. It doesn't really bother me. I have heard other folks say that they think this is kind of slippery though. So that's a thing to be aware of if you are really sensitive to that kind of slippage. Then let's go ahead and show the inside of this, because this one has the orange section. And interestingly, this I find to be like, I don't know, I think this is the easiest to hold on to. I'm not sure what it is about this anodization on the orange here, but it just feels very secure in my grip, even though, as you can see there, it's perfectly smooth. Just no other textures there at all. Perfectly smooth, but for some reason my fingers just kind of stick there and it feels great. So yeah, I'm a big fan of these Elox pens, and it took me entirely too long to buy this one. I'm sure I'll get more of these, but yeah, big thanks to Yafa for sending this one out for me to show y'all. Now let me go ahead and give you a little bit of a writing sample. Let me grab some paper. All right, so for the writing sample, I'm just going to use this little Clairefontaine spiral notebook. This is a real little one, but we're going to just do a little writing sample. So this will be totally fine for these purposes. All right, now let's see if this writes right now, since I have been waving it around for a little bit of time here. There we go. Just needed a little bit of a scribble just to get it going, because I have, like I said, just been waving this around for this whole review. So this is the Diplomat Elox. This has a medium nib. And I've loaded this one up with Diamine Terracotta, which is just, as you can see here, a really nice kind of reddish, orange, brownish, earthy color there. This nib is not super wet, I wouldn't say, but it is definitely, definitely has good flow. I did have a little bit of a skip there, but like I said, remember, this was being waved around. That's not normal. That's not probably how you'll be using your pen. But yeah, this has worked really well with this ink, and since I have I don't know, several of these. I've probably got 12 or 15 of these Aero version pens. I'm just a really big fan of this form factor and the look and the performance and all of that. I love these things. So again, thanks to Yafa for sending this out for review. This has been really great. And yeah, go check out this orange and gray because it is a really nice looking pen. I think that is a fantastic color combination. And I hope you love it too. Now, if I was asked to pick between these two, it would be pretty tough, but I don't know. I think I might go with the orange and gray. I think there's just something about that gray, which is just a really nice gray. It's not like a shiny metal. It's a soft anodized gray that I think is a looker. So yeah, check these out at your favorite Diplomat vendor. They're going to be all over the place. Although, like I said, they're only at a couple of places now. So look around and find your favorite place. Tell them I said hi. And hey, if it's one of the places I have an affiliate code for, and you'll find those down in the description there, use that code, save a little money, and maybe kick a little bit back this way to help support the channel. And thanks to those of you who have become patrons. I really appreciate that. Thank you one and all. So I'll see y'all over on the Discord. I'll see you in the next video and, live streams and all that. I'm around. Come say hi. All right. Until next time, peace out.